Iran's harder-to-hunt long-range missiles, now launched from deep inside its territory, are beginning to haunt Gulf capitals with every new strike warning siren. As its interceptor shortages worsen and stockpiles thin out, Israel faces a new nightmare in this war. Each incoming Iranian missile is harder and costlier to stop. Iran is firing fewer missiles than in the opening days of the conflict, but a growing share of those launches are now penetrating enemy defenses and hitting targets. With fewer mass salvos and more carefully aimed shots, Iran's evolving missile doctrine is shifting from sheer volume to precision, testing the limits of US-Israeli air defenses. Iran is now firing fewer missiles overall but achieving greater precision and impact with each strike, according to multiple battlefield assessments. However, its missile units are increasingly operating from hardened, hard-to-hit bases in eastern Iran that are difficult for US and Israeli aircraft to reach. This eastern deployment keeps many of Iran's longest-range missile systems beyond the effective reach of most current US-Israeli strike packages. In recent days, Iranian missile strikes on Israel injured more than 100 people, underscoring that Tehran retains sustained lethal firepower. The city of Dimona, home to Israel's main nuclear research facility, was also targeted, signaling a clear focus on high-value and strategic infrastructure. Analysts assess that Khorramshahr-class missiles were used in these attacks because of their combination of long-range and heavy payload capacity. These missiles can carry warheads of up to roughly 1,500 kilograms, or alternatively be fitted with submunitions and cluster payloads. When equipped with cluster warheads, the overall blast effect per warhead is lower, but mid-air dispersion makes interception more complex for defenders. US and Israeli officials say their forces have destroyed roughly two-thirds of Iran's ballistic missile launchers since the war began. Pentagon estimates further claim that Iran's ballistic missile launch capacity has been degraded by close to 90%. Despite these losses, Iran has still managed to fire more than 1,200 ballistic missiles during the current conflict. Tehran has also launched over 3,300 Shahd-type attack drones across multiple theaters, from Israel to Gulf Arab states. The success rate of Iranian strikes has risen, with up to about 1 in 4 missiles now managing to penetrate defenses and reach their targets. Analysts link this improved effectiveness primarily to evolving tactics and target selection rather than to raw missile numbers alone. Iran is increasingly firing smaller, carefully timed salvos instead of the large saturation attack waves seen in the war's opening days. This pattern marks a doctrinal shift from volume-based barrages toward a more precision-focused strike approach. Iran's missile launches toward Gulf targets have stabilized at roughly around 20 to 21 per day, maintaining steady pressure on regional defenses. Iran also attempted a roughly 4,000-kilometer strike on the US-UK base at Diego Garcia using modified long-range missile systems. Experts say a reduction in payload weight likely helped enable this extended range attempt across the Indian Ocean. Older systems such as the Fattah 110 continue to be used for shorter-range, high-volume attacks against nearby targets. More advanced missiles like the Fattah family use maneuverable re-entry vehicles or warheads specifically designed to evade air defenses. These systems can alter their trajectory during flight, significantly reducing the probability that interceptors will successfully engage them. Iranian attacks are increasingly focused on energy and oil infrastructure, including pipelines, export terminals, and related facilities across the region. Iran has also struck sites linked to the US Fifth Fleet and other key American or Allied assets in several Gulf states, according to regional reporting. Losses of radar systems, emerging interceptor shortages, and varied attack angles are all aiding Iranian missiles and drones in penetrating air defenses. Iran is now probing weaker or less protected sectors of regional defense networks instead of striking all targets uniformly. Meanwhile, US-Israeli strategy is focused on destroying both Iran's missiles and the wider launch, storage, and production infrastructure that supports them. Western airstrikes have concentrated heavily on western and central Iran, pushing many surviving missile operations further east. Even after this degradation, analysts assess that Iran still retains enough missiles, drones, and launch capacity to sustain prolonged regional strike campaigns.